What up, Troy? I was walking along and I was thinking about different ways I could play it, you know, my response to you. But I think I'm just gonna real talk you, because I think this is interesting, because I mean, here's the thing actually. Like you say, like, you know, I want to bring the community together. I'd like the YouTube drinking community to be strong, and I still believe that's my drive. I know a lot of people disagree with me. I like that they disagree with me. That's my whole point. We should be reacting to one another. It's what Ellenberg was saying about when he first saw my videos. It was just like me talking to Joe about something, you know, or me talking to Ellen about something. Like, he's like, who's he talking to and what are they talking about? And the vast majority of all my videos, almost every single one of them, back when there were video responses, they were all video responses. I think that it's like, what I was trying to do there is not just like, well, I'm going to put out you know, an Earl video. I'm going to put out a connection video. And it might be, as a thing, like it might be disagreeing with somebody. But I disagree with somebody and make a video response, so it says this video is a reply to this video. Or I put regarding in the title or something like that. Or sometimes I even remember to put a link. It's all about connections and interactions, and mostly it's from the value I get out of it is greater insight into what's going on in my mind, because I have people who either want to like disagree with me or that we're bouncing ideas off each other, but either way, like, I'm getting other people's views and perspectives, and I want to provide that as well. I consider it a service. And so, like, I'm not a part of a circle. I mean, I consider myself part of the Tube Tribe, which I consider everybody there as part of the Tube Tribe as well. Even people that I strongly disapprove of. I strongly disapprove of them. I mean, there's a few people actually I just completely ignore. I don't like them. I don't like what they do. I get what their point is, and I don't like their point. And so I just ignore them. I've never ever made a video about them, and I'll go years without writing them or responding to them. So I mean, if I'm harshing somebody in our community, it's not because I feel they're outside of my circle. I feel that, like, there's something going on that I'm responding to, and I want it responded to. And that person's absolutely free to completely ignore me. It's completely possible. I do it. But the idea is that there's something wrong, even if it's just my 100% my perspective. It's an opportunity for me to say I think something's wrong. If everyone disagrees with me, well, that isn't going to change a whole lot, but it will. There's a chance that it will actually bring a couple other people say, actually, you know, that kind of bothers me too. Like, 'cause a lot of people are just making their videos, you know. I have my videos that I do. Like Mr. Badass Andy, he's like I do my thing, Earl, and I'm like, I get that, Andy, but it's other than comments, and sometimes even the comments, it's kind of non-reactive to your environment. It's almost isolated. So it's just like you're doing your thing over and over and over again. It's actually, and like Andy does it, is as a member of our community, but not responding to our community a whole lot, is kind of what I'm against. Kind of what I'm trying to promote is responsiveness and reactiveness. So, and like Cheesy Phil said that Earl loves drama. Not necessarily. But somebody once said that sometimes unless people are made uncomfortable, there's going to be no change. Sometimes, unless people are made uncomfortable, there will be no change. So sometimes I may say or do things that make people uncomfortable. I got a lot of private messages along those lines. But like if the outcome is a larger debate inside our community, then I've done the right thing. That's some unusual thunder. You okay, buddy? That's all right. It's all right. Because that's the thing. Like I said before, what I do or say might not necessarily be to be agreed with. It might just be bringing up a topic. I might bring up a point of view. It might not necessarily even be something I completely believe in. It might be something that I would like to hear people discuss. But it would definitely be something that I would see some points to, you know? I wouldn't just lie. I wouldn't say anything that was an absolute lie. But I might just, you know, like when you debate something, you might take, I'm for this, or you might say, well, you know, I'm against this, because I would like to hear your points on what I often hear as disagreement on this topic. So I might argue from that standpoint, but that doesn't mean I want to be right. It means I want it to be discussed, and I'd like to hear someone form their opinion if they haven't already formed it. Let's see, what else? That's about it. That's about enough real talk. I will end up by talking about. Oh, thanks for your video, Troy. By the way, I will end up by talking about Mad Max. Now, Mad Max as a character, I think it's way more interesting than I think the movie. The movies are so good, and the cinematography and everything that is so good that the dynamic is I don't think it's discussed. Who is Mad Max? What happens? What happens when this guy, Mad Max, arrives somewhere? He either fits in with the system, and it's in some cases strengthens it. Like in the movie where there are those people that wanted to get their tanker of oil out of there, but they were surrounded by heathens, by a band of just psychotic motorbike riders. It was actually. Let me take this as a whole. The system was broken right there. There was a working system, a working oil pump. It was producing what everybody needed. And rather than this group of bikers, rather than saying, "Hey, what can we provide for you?" In a barter sense, which is what Mad Max did in 2 movies. Like one of the very first things he says in the situation is, "I have something to trade. I bring value to this." And in both that Mad Max and Beyond Thunderdome, where things broke apart, was where there was some kind of irrationality. There was something going on, like that biker gang was like, "Well, we want the fuel. We want to take it. We want something for nothing. Something for something is the rule of the apocalypse." And in Beyond Thunderdome, there was like a power struggle, and rather than like where like Tina Turner is saying like, I took nothing in the desert and created Bartertown, but yet she didn't want to let go of Bartertown. The same thing with like the guy running the power. Like they both wanted to control what was a healthy society. Like people were arriving, they were handing over their weapons, they were giving up conflict, they were forming society, they were bartering for everything that they had. And then there were 2 power-hungry people that wanted to claim it, just like those guys wanted to claim the oil. When it was just there, everything was fine. And what happened with both times Mad Max got involved in that is things broke apart. He doesn't work in that kind of environment. If things would have been just fine, if there would have been no problem, if there wouldn't have been people trying to hold on to something for their own purposes and needs, rather than just letting it go for society as a whole, Mad Max would have shown up, said, "Those are my stolen vehicles." They would have proven it, probably would have given him an opportunity. Well, that's the guy that brought him in. He claimed he owned them. Max could have challenged that guy to the Thunderdome. Probably would have challenged him. The guy would have said, no, those are yours. I found them in the desert. I didn't know they were yours. I deeply apologize. And that would have been the end of the movie. But it was people wanted to hold on to what wasn't theirs. They wanted to hold on to an old ideal. And that broke apart. Apropos of nothing, perhaps, perhaps not. All right, Troy. I'll see you in the tubes.